Because what that does is it adds like a black tar to the whole system. That lint gets in there and it turns tarry and just goes throughout your whole sewer line.
Oh, okay. What kind do I have? Because sometimes I do the plastic.
No, I got the metal.
Yeah, the metal's the best, I think.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
I always double mine up because I don't. It seems like a lot still gets by the one thickness.
Yep.
So I put two on at a time.
Okay.
Okay. You know what I'm really surprised about is that there's no flies coming out of that opening like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. Because if you have some, it should be there.
They would be on this.
Okay, so here is, again, I just want to take it up here so you can see it. That's your tap to the city sewer right there.
Okay, that's the drop down?
Yep,
Oh,
that's
okay.
your city sewer there.
Okay.
So yours actually taps in through the side, almost the top. So there's really not a big drop here whatsoever. Yep. And this is all crock pipe here, or clay pipe, whichever you prefer to call it. And what I'm looking for here is, I'm looking at these connections and making sure. What happens a lot of times is they start like this, settling tree root, everything like that makes them, like this. And then they can actually break, but you'll see some as I go. Sometimes I have to slam my camera to jump it to get in the next section of pipe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But as long as we don't have a gap in between, that's when you're feeding water into the ground.
Got it.
But the nice thing here is that the city sewer runs through your easement. So you never have to mess with the street or anything like that if you had to dig it up.
Oh, okay.
Mine, I live in Clinton Township. Mine connects, the city sewer runs between the sidewalk and the house across the street.
Sidewalk. Wow.
Yep. So if I had to tear mine up, I got to replace the easements, the
And the
street,
neighbors.
the easement, the sidewalk on the other side also.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare when you got to do that. So there's your drop. Your drop was quite a bit farther down, and you'll see me come out of it right now. See, here we go.
Whereabouts is that happening?
That's about
Easement?
it's about 10 feet. I would say it's just in your grass.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This side of the sidewalk or
Yep,
the other side?
this side.
of the
Yep.
sidewalk. Okay. Oh, it drops down a lot.
Yeah, it dropped down about 3 feet. So here's what I'm talking about. See how that you can see the lip of that next connection.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as we don't really have any water going in, and I don't see that, it's a normal thing that you see all the time. What age is the house?
It was built in 75, so it's 48 years, right?
Boy, that's kind of weird that they didn't use PVC, because PVC had just hit the scene.
Well, you can see they did use it in the interior of the house.
Yes,
But
they did.
maybe when they were laying the subdivision out, they did not use it.
And there's still some people that just prefer the old pipe, and
Cast iron.
there's really no sense in that, because PVC never deteriorates, or as long as it's plastic, so as long as it's glued all the way around, you'll never get tree root. And I think what happens there is I see a lot of even newer houses that have these big bellies in the line. So your connections are here and at my elbow. In the middle, it settles, and now you're holding this 30-foot area of water in your sewer line. Because I think what happens is in people's heads that are installing it, they say, nothing can go wrong here. No, you still got to bed the ground correctly for proper pitch.
Sure.
And if you don't, I have a lot of these where I tell them, they say, what can I do? Well, there's nothing you can do with a belly. You got to dig the line up and put it back in.
Repitch it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this right here is just calcium buildup.
Okay.
It's blocking about almost half of your flow there. So we just want to stay on top of that too.
Might be a good idea to get that.
Yeah, you can get
Power
that.
washed or whatever.
You can either get it jetted out or you can get it snaked out, and using an expandable cutter. So the expandable cutter goes into the pipe closed. Once it gets in, it opens up to the wall and cuts at the wall of the pipe. So
As it goes.
yeah, because what happens is
Not harmful to the pipe?
it can be. It depends on the age and the deterioration of your crack, cast, whatever.
And
But what happens is, you'll have 4 inches of tree root, in your 4-inch line, and some a contractor will come and put a 2-inch hole through that, and then 3 months later it's closed up again.
Yeah, it's gonna keep
Yeah, so it's
We're not seeing any flies. I love that.
not seeing any flies.
pushing to.
But if it's over here, we might not have disturbed them. But this line for 75, it's not too awful bad. Here's where you connect back from your crock pipe to your, here's your crock. And this is the connection of the old cast iron.
Okay.
See how it's scaled?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So crock pipe deteriorates, and that's how at these coupling connections, couplings hold them together. That's how tree root and stuff gets in there. Cast iron scales like a snake, and how we can tell that the pipe's getting thin is by how much scale is on the bottom of the pipe as I put my camera through it. So here it's kind of hard to tell because you are holding some water, and you can see that this pipe it's moderately to heavily scaled, is what I'd call it.
Okay.
So is this cast iron pipe? Or?
Yes, this is cast. And with this kind of scaling on this pipe, I always recommend if the pipe is old that you have a camera inspection every so often, maybe 3 to 4 years. And that's probably what I'd say with this one, just because of the amount of scale
Okay.
and the way that pipe looks. Just keep you from coming home someday and having water in your
What's
basement.
that movement?
That's just
From
debris.
hanging down.
Yeah, it's just debris. You got a lot of debris in here.
Look at that. There's a chunk
yeah.
of something right there.
Yeah, it's just debris.
Okay.
And it's loose. So one thing you can do is, if you had somebody come over here and hydrojet this line, they're going to go from here anyway,
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
or from there. I would suggest from here because we want to get this cleaned out too.
Okay.
And that'll take care of all that scale.
Did you have trouble opening that?
No, it was, I had to hit with my sledgehammer, but.
Because the guy that was here, I think he said he opened that side but couldn't get that side open.
Oh, really?
I think he said that.
Well,
I know sometimes they heat it with a torch.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this cast iron here, it's really hard to tell exactly what condition it's in because of all that scale.
Out, yeah.
Yeah. Because all of the scale that's there. But I would say that you got some time left on that pipe.
yeah, and it, I'm getting it flushed with